As we head towards the Budapest Major at the end of the year, I've decided to check in on the youngest rookie players in the Tier 1 scene and see just how they've slotted in at the highest level. For today, we will only focus on those real rookies, aged 18 and below, to see if these guys really are the future of Counter-Strike. Usually I try to avoid talking about these players from my own team, to avoid being called biased, but I have to talk about PR when this topic comes up. Only 2 players are younger than him, with one being zweih by just 2 days. And he's already performing statistically at the absolute elite level. Maybe PR stands for Prodigy, so get used to the name because he won't be leaving Tier 1 anytime soon. I actually bought my Steam account a full year before he was born. He's never seen Lord of the Rings. We barely know a single song that both of us have heard of, yet he just gets Counter-Strike. He's the sort of person where you can explain something that you've just learned yourself, and he instantly gets it. If I explain an idea in attack pause, he understands all of the tiniest details perfectly, and that shows to me why he's such a superstar talent. Let's get into one of his games, and I've picked our playoff game at IEM Dallas against Falcons, but the demo viewer refuses to let me play it. So instead, we'll go for his game against Liquid at Fisher, which potentially could qualify Gamerlegion to the Budapest Major. Of all the players we're going to look at, I think PR has the most evolved playstyle, and that is with his lurking, especially on this T side. And I think he really kind of has an identity already, which is pretty rare from a younger player. So what we see here in this round is my team's going in towards the B-bomb site. Shui kills the bomb and sees the bomb. And this is the moment that PR is going to activate. And he's playing quite an aggressive lurk here, right? So we just lost a pistol round. He's going in. And what should happen in this stage most of the time is that all the players rotate towards the B-bomb site for some reason here. Naf, I assume, is just expecting PR. And keep this in mind. So Naf is going to play on the balcony, PR is going to walk around, and unfortunately this situation just happens. Sometimes you're going to die in the back. I think it's kind of incredible that PR is still here, but they are kind of saving. So we're heading to the next round. What we're going to see this time is PR lurking very defensively at the start of the round. It's a full buy again. And this time as the round goes out, it's just holding, making sure there's no pushes, playing right far back. Nothing really happens. And when we're going to the next round, the anti-eco, we'll see that we've had an aggressive round, a defensive round, and again here, the team are going back in, they're going towards B, and he's holding defensively. So he's making sure any pushes come down, he can punish them, and if anyone dies towards B on his team, he can go back around and he can help them out. So when the trades kind of do go the wrong way, as they do in this round, he's here quickly, means in the 2v1, he's in a position to be able to do something. Reza goes to plant the bomb. There's going to be a good double peek towards CT spawn. And it's just that most instant trade. He really does mechanically have that just fantastic aim. So when it comes down to taking this trade, it's just so quick, and you see he's not ready at all in this moment. Out we come, Naf has no chance. So this round we see then, he starts off lurking pretty defensively. The trades go off in a way that doesn't favour his team. So he instantly joins. And that means because he's so quick to react, like the trades went down, there wasn't even a moment hesitation, he went and joined his team. And because of that, it means that later in the round, he's in a position to support off first with the entry flash. And then when the trades happen again on the bomb site, or the plays start being made, he's there in time, he's holding the flank, he's helping the team. And we're going to see now when CTs do start playing, just that instant ability to be there in the action and making that kill. And we'll see again, it is just instantaneous when he hits his headshot. Just very smooth, good movement. You saw the crouch, the move to the side, instantly out. But he really has that first bullet accuracy. He really does. The mechanics are absolutely outstanding. So we'll get more into that playstyle in a minute, but here now showing that it does have that mechanical ability. Even if it is just against the USPs, the spray is absolutely fantastic. Let's watch that again. Instant headshot, good body spray transfer is fantastic. Goes down to the last bullet. And I mentioned his playstyle, so I thought I'd show this. He didn't have much success in this game with this, but this is kind of showing really the personality, the guy that he kind of try to be. And he's just very dynamic with the way he plays. So here you see the teammates are putting pressure on B, he's putting pressure on middle to make sure it's harder for him to read, and actually right now he's keeping 4 CTs towards the A-bomb site by himself, and he's looking very aggressively this time. So if anyone wants to rotate nice and quickly, he's here to hear them and get that kill. In this situation, what happens is we get that entry frag towards B, which means the round is already decided. So in a situation where there were 2 or 3 people here who would already be lurking here, punishing twist, punishing nafly, rotating. So this is showing that he does have both sides to the game. Here he plays aggressively, it doesn't work out in this round, he will fall eventually to the players that are saving, and this is the kind of death that you just take. Unfortunately, when you're playing aggressively, try to hunt guns, it's just an easy kill for the CT side. But it's kind of just showing his playstyle. So what happens when you have a player like this is if someone is constantly aggressive, mixing things up, you expect them all the time. But when they're playing a mixture of everything, it makes it very hard to read the CT side, and you're going to have situations where, even though it seems very obvious where the T's are ending, you're still worried about this A lurker in this situation. So here he's able to join the team, and actually, this is the only game we're going to watch today where one of the players didn't get off to a hot start, and for PI, he didn't get off to a hot start at all. I think he was 0-3 to start this game. He's going to end this game with a 1v3, and it's going to be very clinical, and this is why I see him as kind of the next drops player, is that he can not even be in the game that much, but he's mixed up his pressure over the map, and then he's able to put together just a clinic at the end of the half, and he's able to do it against the top tier players. So let's watch how this plays out. He goes in and gets the trade. It's 1v2. Obviously, the A rotation players are very slow to rotate because he's that player who just lurks all the time. And then very calmly going triple box, and now he's playing against two Grand Slam winners, two of the most experienced players against a literal child. We're going to see how this plays out. It's no offense. I'm just having a bit of fun. So let's see how this goes. Does he have that mechanical ability to win this round? Does he have that composure? The twist gets deleted, and Nafly converts a nice easy spray as well onto his head. And that was a game that he wasn't really in the game that much, but when he was needed, he was there. And he just kind of shows the player he is. He doesn't rely on momentum. He doesn't rely on constantly just brute forcing and having a great game. He's able to punish players, and this is, I think, something that Rops really does fantastically. I'd like to end with this round. So he peeks down middle and finds an easy kill. But this is a level of experience that I just don't see with the rookie at all. So what happens? Kyousuke pushes into second middle. And Shui punishes him. And at this moment now, PR is here, ready. And what I was expecting, when I was sat behind him in the game, I thought, push. Push right now. There's no way ever that they're going to expect a second player pushing here, right? That didn't happen in the game. So we'll come back to this in a second. So he plays out, he waits and waits and waits and waits. And he's just waiting for a timing. So the timing doesn't quite come. It seems at this point like they're not going to come to him. ZTR gets control. Sorry, ZTR gets contact. And he's instantly pushing down and he's behind them. So let's see how the round plays out. He's up nice and quickly. He doesn't rush, he doesn't panic, he takes his time. Easy kill, okay? So why was this good? So Shui kills Kyousuke. Shui comes back here, and he actually expects that the re-aggro might actually come. He's actually really high awareness from him, and if he pushed right now, he would have died. And like I said, in the game, I felt like he missed an opportunity, he didn't go. I think this shows his real experience, is that a lot of players here would have just gone, I push, because the other player died and they won't expect it. He just has that feeling already. He's a 17-year-old kid at the time, just turned 18. This is something you don't see with rookies at all. That experience, that feeling about the game. He took his time, he was very patient, and in the end, he got 2 kills where just the T's never expected him. No one expected him to be here this quickly. He was. 2 easy kills in the back. It was fantastic decision making. I think that's what makes him special. So what are his strengths? I believe he has a very high level of understanding. The best here. He's a very well-rounded game, excellent mechanics, and he thinks deeply about situations. As for weaknesses, I think it's difficult, but maybe if you could add some extra confidence there, add that to PR's ability, and I think that would elevate his game even more. How would I rate his performance so far? Well, for me, it's an easy 5 stars. 1 minute, you're playing on an academy team that isn't playing HLTV games anymore, and the next, you're one of the top-rated players in the entire year at 17 years of age. It has been a dream start from PR, and I don't think he's even shown his top level. As for potential, I'm going with an easy 5 stars. I think he's more of the opposite playstyle to Kyousuke, but he's the next Rops type player who cannot be undervalued. And we saw the effect that adding Rops to Vitality had this year. Now, onto the youngest player of everyone here. I'm going to call him Kyousuke. At the time of recording, he is still 17 years old, which means he was born just 23 days before a prodigy named GetRight joined SK Gaming. The entire CS world has been talking about this kid since his first moment of joining Spirit Academy. And the hype around him has been arguably higher than when Donk first broke out in the Tier 2 scene. So when it was announced that he was joining the richest and probably most disliked team in the entire world, the pressure around him is almost unimaginable. Imagine, you've barely been playing CS on HLTV for over a year, and suddenly you're in a team with Monase and Nico, whilst being coached by the most accomplished coach of all time. Bearing in mind that also he has had some role swaps. We did a review of him on Nuke on this channel, and whilst he's still the outside player on T side, he now plays ramp on CT side. So there's also completely new roles being thrown at him, and he's still putting up these incredible numbers. So let's revisit Nuke and see how he's adapting to these new positions against one of the best Nuke teams in the world. But first, I'd like to announce today's sponsor, Skin Club. Myself and Gamerlegion have decided to partner up with Skin Club because they are one of the only fair CS2 case opening platforms, offering hundreds of cases and a ton of unique features. Please keep in mind that you can only play if you are 18 and older. Skin Club uses a provably fair system, meaning every drop is 100% verifiable and cannot be manipulated. This means that everybody is on a level playing field. You'll get daily free cases, giveaways, battle modes, and even community built cases, where you can design your own case with any skins you want. No need to stick with pre-made ones. Create as many as you like and share them with others. When you win something you like, you'll really appreciate their instant withdrawal system. And if you don't get anything great, you can still try upgrading it. It's super easy to deposit, tons of payment options, and if you click my link in the description, you'll get a 7% bonus on your first deposit. So if you are over 18, check out Skin Club by clicking the link in the description. And this is his second ever game playing ramp as a CT side. We talked about his change position. We watched him before on this channel. This is the pistol round, so perhaps here Mars had an idea to make him uncomfortable, test him, see if that pressure there is really bad. And this is how he's going to play this. Yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, this is obviously a set round. It's a pistol round. He took contact. He played off Modest's contact and peaked, but that is just incredible. And he's even going to play this out by completing the 4K. Just unbelievable talent. Unbelievable. And this is why he's so hyped and when people are calling him the next Dunk. Now, this round, I think it's just something previously I didn't notice with Kyousuke. And there's still quite an element of this missing. And it's that outplay potential. So what's happening? He's just throwing his utility. Modesty is now going around to be the ramp player, and he's going to go on A. And he's going to hide on the A. And the reason that this is good is because, well, people, when they see the names on site and the trades happen, they won't expect him here. So it gives him a chance to get a free kill on the side and then maybe make some sort of extra play. I haven't really seen this outplay from him so far, so it's nice seeing this. It's still lacking quite a lot. So he comes and hides on the A bomb site. Modesty is now controlling ramp. Kyousuke waits, the A execute comes in. There's nothing too special about any of this, but it's just nice seeing this dynamic. I think this is something that PR has a lot in his game. And that is just outplaying people, being in positions that don't expect him. Here is just hiding on that bomb site. And it's an easy kill, nothing special about it. And the round goes out and they win the round. I want to see more of that from him. And I think no round sums up Kyousuke more than this one. So the fights happen outside, so he goes to join the fight. And you see here, carefully taking the jewels, but when he kills the AWPer, that just takes all the leash off. And now he's just swinging everything. And he's looking for every jewel possible. And can he win them? He wins one, he goes to low HP, and he loses again. And this is him playing to his strength right now. Just being the guy, go out and take jewels. And I think it makes him a little bit one-dimensional at times, but my God, he's just unbelievable at it, and he just seems to kill everybody. But there are still rounds that I can see his weaknesses still here, and I think he does have a bit of indiscipline. So what's going to happen in this round? Teaser on a low buy. They're going to go towards ramp. And Modesty, you see in this instance, takes a kill, and he drops down. So as I play the round on, Modesty at this moment is clearly leaving, right? And at the same moment, TSS on A, the A player, has just died. So what I would like to see in this sort of situation is Kyousuke here, maybe he goes for a quick peek, tries to kill someone, leaves, but then he has to help A. And why is that? Modesty is down. Nico is also going down the vent right now. So when this kill happens, Falcons are 2 players down on B. And they know about both these players. So the place that they need to really worry about right now, making sure the T's don't control heaven and making sure Kicksan has help. But instead what we have is just that indiscipline like I talked about. So he comes ramp and he's just looking for jewels. So he's waiting, holding, he's not fighting with his teammate. He's kind of just staying here. He's staying, and then he gets timed. But at the same moment anyway, Kicksan was dying on the A bomb site, and he really should have been in this area looking down the ladder, checking towards A. And at this point when Kicksan dies, he comes out, he gets the kill, he's back here towards heaven, and then he's waiting for that lurker, and they're in a decent position. They could still win this round, but maybe this is a little bit of confidence, just some bad habits. But this is why I think working with someone like Zonic, who's the most accomplished coach in the entire game, this is something he can improve on, and the mechanics there are so good that, you know, even when he's playing rounds like this, and that potentially is a big reason why he's losing them, I think he just wins you so many rounds anyway that you can kind of get away with it for now. But expect big improvements in this area. And here we're going to see a lobby crunch, and this is just so much what I expect from watching him. It's just so nice to watch. He's so calm with taking the jewels, and he just looks nothing special, and that's just, it's hard to make it look this easy, playing against a team like Mouse, like we said, one of the best nuke teams in the world. Very calmly clear everything, and of course, it's just 2 bullets, headshot, insta-kill, as it always is with him. And later in the round, can you win the 1v1? Comes down the vents. Here's Spinks playing. He's nice and quick here as well, to be fair. He just opens the door, takes the jewel, and yeah, Spinks is planting, but he just has that confidence to just take the jewel. There's no hesitation, no worries. Could he be holding me? Can he headshot me? Just gonna take the jewel. And a basic highlight just shows he's just never in a rush with any of his jewels. Good movement, great crosshair placement, 1 tap on the head. Very, very impressive as always. You can kind of see what Falcons think of him. So this round he buys up. Testes is just going to give him his AK, swap around, gives out AK to go outside. And Kyousuke still has that movement we talked about last time we reviewed him. If I was to speed this up now, you're just going to see him doing the same movements over and over again, never stops moving, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And again, is there a bit of indiscipline here? Potentially he's outside by himself with the AK, teammates already making the trade on site, but he's still out there taking the jewels. And then when things go bad, they seem a lot worse because now there's an AK on the floor and Braun could take that potentially as well, but his team are going to lose around. But maybe it wasn't the highest impact def. It kind of just showing his playstyle, take jewels all the time, never stop moving. And I like this approach that Falcons have with Kyousuke because right now, you know, he's not at the level he's ever going to be in the future. He's lacking that decision-making, that experience. They use them in a way where it's just go out and go kill. This is kind of the same approach I had when we had Flamus at the start because I didn't feel like he was really up to speed with things yet. And decision-making was maybe a little bit lacking. He was playing new roles and Kyousuke is very similar. And here we're just going to see Kyousuke go outside, go kill. He takes a jewel of the guy in heaven. And there's just no hesitation. Just run at the player. Insta kill. His just aim is just unbelievable. And for now, I think this is probably the good direction for him. In the future, you see more development. I think Zonic's got this nailed at the moment how they're using him. He doesn't win this duel, but he can't win all of them, right? And it's just incredible how he never stops moving. It's just on the same spot. Just moving all the time. This is just his mentality, and I love it right now. Makes him really hard to kill. Super clean player. Extremely high ceiling. This guy has it all. He's just superstar with his aim. Really is. Maybe a few limitations right now, but can see why he's up there as one of the best talents in the world, if not the best right now. And still only 17 years of age. Keep that in mind. So what are his strengths? As we saw, he still has that dunk level aim. Just incredible consistency with how he takes his jewels, and his confidence just doesn't seem to be affected. For weaknesses, well, perhaps he's relying a little bit too heavily on taking these jewels at times. He does seem a little bit disconnected from his teammates and his experience, but this is something that I believe Sonic will really help with him. For now, maybe they're covering over some weaknesses, but I think this is going to get really strong soon. And how do I rate his performances so far? Well, for me, this is just an easy 5 stars. How can you have this level of pressure and focus on you, play these new roles, and still put up a 1.21 rating? Absurd. It is just absurd. 5-star potential as well. He's just genuine future superstar. That is if he's not just there right now, and he's just the closest thing out there to dunk. From my knowledge, Zweih is the second youngest player playing at the top level right now, being born on the 19th of September 2007. This video is already making me feel old. He played most of the year with Team Namiga, before having his breakout event at the CS2 Major and later being picked up by Team Spirit. What really makes Zweih interesting is his consistency, whilst playing as both the anchor and lurker for Namiga. This was a huge selling point for me back when my team Gamerlegion signed Flamus in 2024. An aggressive player who is able to consistently put up numbers in these roles is clearly a highly attractive talent. The main question marks with Zweih are that he's barely played online at all in his career. 74 maps so far, which includes 23 of those with Spirit, and the fact that he's only just turned 18. And the level expectations have simply exploded. This is an insane level of stress and pressure to be putting on someone so young. And so, understandably, he hasn't massively impressed so far, but he's been far from poor. He's also learning new positions, which makes everything much harder to get comfortable with. For example, on Dust 2, he went from the B anchor on CT side to the long player, and the B lurker on T side to the long lurker. It's also worth remembering that it's only been just over a year since he signed up for his first ever professional team, which is something that fans might not even consider when evaluating his talent. So here we go. Blast Bounty semi-finals on LAN. Let's see how he looks at his best. I think first off, it kind of says a lot that they trust him this much, that the pistol round starts and Inters is dropping the dual elites. It's got to be such a confidence boost, especially when you're new into a team. And perhaps not the cleanest aim. We'll see this a few times, I think, in this game. This against Mousewest, this is very high pressure. Goes on to make a couple of kills, start off his game. It is quite a lot there. The young players kind of need a good start, I think, a lot of the time. You probably feel the same way playing your face at games and matchmaking. If you have a good pistol, you're going to have a good game. Nice clean kill. Good way to start the game. But this is a tendency I noticed with him in Amiga, and that is he seems to play at just 100 miles per hour all of the time. And I think he just needs that extra composure in his game to just polish it quite a bit. So what's going to happen here? We have an A execute. So the A execute's coming in. And what's important to note, is that Maus have an A player, Jinfat, and the second A player is Spinks, because he's the B player. And usually on rounds what you have is 3 middle, 2 A, and that usually is the B player will come, he'll be the ramp player or the apps player. And keep that in mind. So the timing that Zweih picks is fantastic. Really good. So he's waiting for the nades, the smokes come in, and now at this moment he knows at some point, most likely, someone's going to bounce a Molotov here, or stand like this and throw the Molotov underneath. So he picks a great timing, he isn't waiting. Okay, now, run down, kill Brolan. But as I said, Brolan isn't the A player. And I think this is what I mean. He just plays too fast sometimes, and he isn't in a rush right now. So he takes a great time to kill the guy. And we see as well, he actually has, I think, 17 bullets left in his gun. And he's swapping the gun out without even really considering that there's another player. And it's Brolan, and these players right now on ramp. They're not ready to kill him at all. We could see with the timing of the grenades coming out. If they were coming out faster, the Molotov would have been quicker. So in this time, he has quite a lot of time to at least check the angles. And yeah, if he looks his back now, he slows down. It seems pretty obvious that there's another player here. There wasn't really a need to run in and grab this gun. It is only a Mach 10 as well. And that just means that Junfat just has a nice, easy kill. I'd like to just see him have a little bit more composure. But this is the reason why I think that this guy is so hyped up. So the round's looking pretty doomed, to be honest. Mouse have 3v3 and they have the bomb site. Then we see Shiro goes down, something is also low. And this round is pretty much doomed. And this happens. So unbelievably quick 2 headshots there. Really, really clean. Junfat was ready to trade as well. Just got deleted. And even here makes the last kill. And that impact there is unbelievable. And the first buy round of the half as well. This is something you rely on T-side when you lose the pistol have a bad start, is can we win the first buy round, win the second one, put them on eco, then equalize the game. And if you win one and lose the next one, you get kind of, well, you just get suffocated a little bit. This impact here is massive, by the way. This is something you look back at the end of the game and you go, okay, that was a reason why we won this game so easily, right? And that was just a moment to do something fantastic. And when it comes to this first bullet headshot accuracy, unbelievable. I think sometimes his spraying has let him down a little bit, especially in this game where he had a great game. It did stand out. Now, I think this is the biggest difference between zweih and Kyousuke. And I think that zweih has more outplaying potential than Kyousuke does. I think Kyousuke he just wants the duel. And zweih, what we see is happening, so a trade just happened on the map. At this point now, like an A player would likely walk out, right? Because, yeah, lots of teams play, like I said, one here, 3 middle, and they try and fight. And when they get the trades, the A players then walk out, right? So this is an opportunity where they could have done. zweih is very carefully checking his angles, looking for timings, make sure he doesn't get timed. The round plays on. So nothing's happening right now. The smoke comes into Palace. So zweih's just taking a normal angle, nothing special about this. Then the trades come in again. And like I just said, the most likely time an A player is going to walk out is right now. So I think what would happen in this situation, Kyousuke would be like, here, he'd be holding this, he'd be swinging, he'd be checking them both between all the time, like we talked about, it's just moving. zweih's playing this the way that's just kind of playing it calculated. He takes a real heavy off angle for one position. And on timings, he's going to check the other position. So he's waiting. He knows in his head now, Junfat is most likely, if he's going to be walking out, he's going to be around this area or sandwich. Walks out, catches him off guard, nice easy kill. So I think high diligence there, right? The round plays on. So now he's kind of repositioned a little bit. He's covered himself off. And again, in this situation, here, I think what we'd see now from Kyousuke is swing, peek. It happened, right? There's a trade potential happening. But what zweih's doing is he's playing on the sound. And again, here now, I think here in the steps, Kyousuke would swing. He's waiting. He's really taking his time. He's looking to outplay Torzi. He's been hidden for such a long time that Torzi's confused. Why isn't he peeking me? Where is he? Okay, he's probably not in this area. He could be here, could be hiding. And eventually Torzi just doesn't consider him at all. He waits for timing and he basically just kills him in the side. And this is what I really like about this kid, is that there is that raw mechanical ability for sure. It's really high level, but there's outplay potential as well. We're going to see this a couple of times in this demo. And again, here's another just a moment that shows he's thinking about the game. So the round's playing out slowly. Spinks is going to die underground, like I talked about, is one of the A players. He waits his time. Junfat doesn't react. The team are quite heavy now towards A, so he's going to push. It makes sense, right? If he dies, his team are there ready for him. And he's going to push deeper and deeper, which is really nice from him. And it's mixed with kind of that not complete ability yet of his mechanical abilities, and maybe just lacking a little bit of composure. And I think what happens is this situation now, this is a very high adrenaline moment where you're behind the other team and basically the round is won or lost based on you. You need to find a quick like 2k. I think he's just a little bit rushed again. He sees the head and there's not even like a moment to just make sure he makes the kill. It's just instant on the head, shoot. So I think there's just a little bit of composure lacking, but this, by the way, is something that most players don't learn until they're 22, 23. This is why he's on Team Spirit, it's because he's ahead of his development where he should be and where most people are. So it's still at a good level, but I think there's just improvement there that will come with age. This is kind of more of the, like, not everyone has the Kyousuke PR composure. Really don't. It's really, really rare. So expect some of these moments. It is human at the end of the day. And again, just this outplay mentality. Really love it. Connected player dies. Junfat dies. The A player, like we talked about. The other A player doesn't react. So zweih just takes his knife out, walks through, pushes, gets great information for his team. This situation, pretty unlucky that he went behind middle rather than ramp. And again, just kind of using his time and his positioning to just outplayed the opponents. He's playing nice and quickly. His teammates are playing for him now. They'll never expect him here. They're still scared that the other player's pushed in palace, pushed in ramp. So he just gets a nice easy kill. And then taking his time, not rushing things. Try to stop the plant. Teammate plays, then he peeks out. Not the quickest spray again. I think spray needs a little bit of work. But nice easy kill, outplaying. And when you're outplaying, I really love outplaying because you don't need to play your best game or hit all your shots to outplay people. You can still get kills. Again, the reason why I rate PR so high. You can have not the best game, but he's constantly moving around the map, being annoying. He gets kills in the side of the body, and that shows consistency for me. And this is the part of his game that I enjoy the most right now, which is entrying. I think it was the biggest thing on Amiga as well. It just looks so composed and easy for him. He's clearing every angle, dodging the flashes just with minimal worry at all. Makes the kill. Yeah, he dies in the side of the head, but this is where I think his future is. It's that entry fragger, and I think he could be one of the best in the game very soon. It just looks very, very, very natural for him, and this is something that you just don't really see with players. Really don't. And the last round we'll talk about them. So it's just mechanical ability again. And I really like that he's not scared to make mistakes really. So we'll see here, going up, clearing everything, very nice crosshair placement. And he wins this duel with his movement, his juggle peeking. See here, sees the player, re-peeks, he sees the flashbang and the nade, goes out. It's a nice kill. It's a difficult kill because the box is there and Brolin's ducking up and standing again. It's just very awkward. And we see here with Spinks, it's just a really awkward duel. When someone peeks you like that, you just feel like you have no chance. And I think it's something that he really has to his game. He looks like a player that's close to being a complete player, can kind of do everything. I think there's a little bits to work on. Mostly it's just, can he slow his game down and just gain a little bit more composure? And then I think he's going to be a truly elite player. And like I said, he's a very young player. Just give him some time. He should get off his backs a little bit. He's just turned 18 years of age. He's stepped up to play with Donk. He's playing with Team Spirit. It's this huge expectation. Not everyone can take this at the best. So far, he's had a slow start, but when you see games like this, I think it shows that the reason why Spirit took such a big gamble on him, because he's so much potential right now, and he's a very, very, very good player. For his strengths, I think he has very, very good mechanics, which still could be improved. He always seems to be very focused on his crosshair, and he does have those outplay tendencies that we talked about. As for weaknesses, I think he just lacks a little bit of exposure. He needs more time. As we talked about, he hasn't played many LAN games. And potentially, I think he is the most inexperienced player on this list, and sometimes it does show. For his performances so far, I think I'll go with 2.5 stars. I think this is more expected when a rookie player climbs so quickly. 1 minute, you're an underdog, and the next, you're playing for Team Spirit and you're expected to win trophies, playing with Donk. This is quite a rise. And fans should be patient. It really isn't easy to make this step up, and especially instantly. As for potential then, I'm going to give him 4 stars. I think if he's given time to grow, I can see him becoming someone similar to that next Flamesy, that just superstar entry who's really natural. Another player who has made the huge step up this season is Makazze on Na'Vi. Another 18-year-old, though he does turn 19 soon, and he was a direct promotion from their own academy team. The main benefit of having an academy team is that you can get a real gauge of the player's temperament and personality. And this can help it be much less of a risk when it comes to having the player jump up to the main team. He has shown a huge raise in level throughout the start of this year. And what impresses most is that he began to find consistency against a higher level of opposition, with strong numbers against the top 50 and top 30 opponents despite being on an academy team. Of all the players that we will be talking about today, I think Makazze has the least risk attached to him when making that step up. And he's also joined at a moment where the expectations of Na'Vi have been lowered due to a poor start of the year by their admittedly high standards. Na'Vi recently won their first event with Makazze, who put up some great performances on his way to a 1.24 rating this event. Here we go into a game against 3D Max in the EWC quarterfinals to see Makazze at his best. He goes on to be the highest rated player by far on the server, despite losing this game 2-1. So one thing you'll see with Makazze is just the unbelievable level of confidence he seems to have, or especially against the weaker opponents, I can't quite tell. And what I mean by that is the individuals, so not the spirits or the mouse sports, the vitalities, etc. But here we see just re-peeking into 2 players. Looks pretty suicidal, right? Goes out, makes the kill nice and clean. And out again. His team might be really ready, but he just goes out, fights. Maybe not the cleanest kill, but you kind of see the mentality he has, just peak, peak, peak. And I love seeing that confidence in players. I think it's really important you have that confidence. So maybe he's a bit on the higher side with that, because he's going to be part of his game style anyway. And we'll get another glimpse into his mentality, and it's just, he seems to be really a guy who just wants to fight everything. So when the players are going out on A now, you see he kind of wants to go, and I think the flashbangs slow him down, wonderful blocking him slows him down, but he kind of just wants to fight. And even though they have that advantage and they don't really need to, he's just wanting to go at them again and again and again. And when he takes his duel, I think that he's more about the movement than he is about the aim. So I don't think it's the cleanest aim out there, but you'll kind of see from POV of Lucky kind of how this does look, and it just makes it very hard to hit. And we've seen this before from quite a few players. But he really is swinging, hiding, swinging, hiding. You see the whole thing with the crouching, sliding away. We've talked about many times before here. Going wide, tapping crouch, sliding to the side, and up and away. But for me, his awareness is just unbelievable, especially someone his age and his experience. I think that's what kind of makes him a really special player. We're seeing this situation, he just plays it flawlessly, so you can clearly see as a player coming out towards his heaven position, he gets Molotov'd off and flash, and now this is a very stressful situation, by the way, very stressful. And I think he just has unbelievable composure here with all his decision making, and it's very clean as well, right? So the Molotov's here right now in the heaven position, so he can't get pushed, so he's very calmly, out he comes, re-smokes his elbow position, which is going to enable him to be able to fight towards heaven. And the way he does this, pretty much pre-fires the guy, spins around, and he kills the next one, right? So, say this again, it looks quite a stressful situation. His teammate's going to die, run round, insta-kill, spin around, kill this guy. And why is this? Because he understands that when this player's fighting here, he has a small window where this player now, ready to go out off him, is going to be slightly delayed coming through the smoke. And also the smoke here is delayed, in which he just threw. So he peeks out, kills this guy, and then he knows instantly that Body is going to come through the smoke and he's going to try and trade him. And he's just so aware, he's clean, he runs out and pre-fires. The first guy spins around, he's moving, and he expects him, and Body just has no chance in the end. And this was a pretty quick reaction from Body, it has to be said. See from his POV, he's waiting for his teammates to fight. The re-smoke comes in, slows him down. His teammate gets the kill, so he goes through, and instantly he dies. It's as though someone else killed his teammate, right? He's that quick with it. So very, very impressive, high level of awareness. And I think this one, again, just highlights, he just seems to have so much time and composure. And this is, again, it's a very hectic situation. He goes out, he's dodging the utility, he kills, he runs back, nice and smoothly away. He doesn't look rushed at all. I think he looks really calm. Here in time for the blow, he isn't shaking, he isn't moving away, he's just ready. And I really like that about him. It's interesting to see, like I said, is he going to do this against Spirit, against Vitality, against Mongols, teams like this? I think so far he's had 2 good maps against Mongols, but the other teams, it's been a little bit more shaky, so maybe his confidence is tied down a little bit to who he's playing against. I'm not so sure, but this is very impressive. And I think this last round sums him up perfectly. Just that awareness, that composure, maybe not the cleanest of aim, but just kind of expecting everything. So he comes out middle, he sees nothing fighting, the smoke behind him is just about to fade, sees nothing here at all, so I'll just check it just in case. Gets the kill here. Carries on searching. Does he have that quality to find those extra kills? You see here, just ready for everything. Completely aware all the time. I think he's a player that's very hard to catch off guard. I think zweih has this same ability. Waiting for the smoke. Not the cleanest spray ever, but the transfer is fantastic. And yeah, just a very impressive player. I think mechanically maybe not the best, but he takes his duels with lots of confidence, very composed and very, very, very aware, especially for someone his age. I see him clean off the frag here. So very, very impressive. So what are his strengths? Well, he seems like he has that extremely high awareness, incredible confidence, especially against those weaker opponents, and that movement during duels. As for weaknesses, perhaps he can be a little bit one-dimensional with taking duels at all opportunities, and sometimes this does mean he's a little bit disconnected from his team, meaning that if he does die, this can affect the round heavily, and you don't really want those high-impact deaths. As for his performance so far, I'm going to give him a 4 stars. I think he looks like a great signing, but he just needs some more consistency from these star rolls. I think Blade will be very happy with what he's seen so far. As to his potential, I'm going to give him 4.5 stars. Maybe he lacks some of that raw aim that we saw from PR and from Kyousuke, but he does rarely lose his duels. Personally, I think he's very similar to Immer, so watch out for a potential future major winner. As always, thank you for watching, and a huge, huge shout out to myself for having to fight the CS demo viewer from crashing at every opportunity for hours on end. If you do have some sympathy for me, then please like the video and subscribe.